Hello, you horrors. It's Christian Lavicum here, riffraff in the Rocky Horror Show. Time may be fleeting, but with this gang, madness has already taken control. Yes, it's time for rants in our pants. Are you ready for dawn?
That's my secret, Cat. I'm always angry.
Stacey?
I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested.
Amanda?
You know this, I just don't know if you know it.
Deann?
I'm a dirty skunk! I'm a dirty skunk!
Really? Don't say I didn't warn you.
And welcome to another edition of Rants in Our Pants. As you can see, it is I, Dawn, hosting on this go-around. Joining me is Stacey.
Hello.
My sister, Deann.
Hello, and I have my special guest with me behind me. Wave hi, Jean. Wave. Say hi. Hi.
Hi, Jeannie.
Jeannie.
Her birthday is actually in 2 days.
In 2 days. So, happy early birthday, Jeannie.
Can we sing happy birthday to her?
Knock yourself out. I'll do the drums.
Okay, ready? Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Happy
birthday, dear Jeannie. Happy birthday to you.
I was waiting for the cha-cha-cha.
That's all right.
You don't do that after the name. You do it after the birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Or to you.
All right, what do you say?
Thank you.
She's gonna be 30.
Oh, wow.
I know, right?
I'm
You
29.
couldn't tell.
You're 20.
You couldn't tell.
You're 29 for 2 more days, Jean. Okay.
No, you're 29 for like the next 40 years.
Yes.
There you
You
go.
just count how many years you've been 29 after that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay, so, and no Amanda, yes, she's off with my card shopping. Let us pray. Because every time I turn around, she's like, but it was on sale. Just because it was on sale doesn't mean you buy it. But I digress. Oh, and on that note, Southern Comfort Eggnog is now in stores.
Ew.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I don't do Southern Comfort.
Southern
No,
Comfort
no.
in it.
It's not, it doesn't have the alcohol in it.
It's
I
just
know.
it's just made by Southern Comfort.
But it's got the orange taste to it?
No.
Okay, well then I'll try it.
It's eggnog.
Yeah.
No orange.
Okay, well then I'll try it.
Even Amanda, who does not like eggnog normally, will drink it. Matter of fact, she's like, it's now November. It is now the season for eggnog.
Yes, it is.
So guess what we're going to have tonight? So there you go. But on that note, got lots of things to cover. I got some of her notes for one subject we will be covering a little bit down the road in the podcast. But let's get to the good, the bad, the ugly, and always got to start with the ugly first. So, as of this recording, the East Wing of the White House is gone. Why is it gone? Because a certain saggy, yam-titted, wannabe king, now that he definitely has a crown, thanks a lot, South Korea, decided, even though he promised, I'm going to do it like him, he promised that his ballroom, and it's his, let's be honest, wouldn't even touch the East Wing of the White House. Wouldn't even touch it. They destroyed it. And now you find out the ballroom is how much? $300-400 million? And it's bigger than the fucking White House. And people who are claiming, oh, what are you getting bent out of shape for? A president adds something all the time. Yeah, without demolishing the fucking thing.
And they have to go through the appropriate hoops.
Which he never did. And then to have those morons, I hate to say it, to have those morons say, well, you got to put a hold on it until we decide on it. It's too late. It's already gone, you stupid fox.
Yeah. I told my mom about it, and my mom's like, oh, no, they were just taking off the porch. I said, Mom, the entire east wing is gone. And she's like, well, I don't know about that. I said, let me send you the satellite photos from BBC. Okay, this is not from an American, the satellite from the BBC, you know, in England. And I said, she goes, oh my God. I said, the entire thing is gone. I said, Mom, I've been telling you for 10 years, the man lies. He doesn't care about anybody else but himself. He doesn't care that people are about to have no food whatsoever, as long as he has his new ballroom and the new Lincoln bathroom, which was disgusting.
Yeah, I find that in very poor taste. Number one, what is this man's obsession with gold? I really don't get it.
And marble. Ugh.
And yeah, it's the beautifulest marble. It's the beautifulest marble. It matches my cankles perfectly.
And he says it's statuary marble. Do you know where statuary marble is used? Not in bathrooms. They use them in mausoleums.
Where he belongs. I digress.
Anyway,
that wasn't for me. That was for my evil twin that just snuck in here.
Yeah.
But I think it's in poor taste that he's flaunting this when we're in just over a month of a government shutdown, which, if my memory is mistaking me as of recording, SNAP benefits have not been updated. If he's got the money for all this shit, why can't they fund SNAP? Why can't they fund paying the troops? Why can't they fund having the government working right now?
Exactly.
Especially considering they own the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and of course, old Yam Tits at the helm of the bobsled. Okay? So I don't care who you are. This is all on them. And it's nothing. Yes, my conspiracy hat is on. This is nothing but anything to prevent them from releasing those fucking Epstein files. Because if that lady gets sworn in from Arizona, she's the deciding vote. They have to release the files, or at least push forward to the next step. This is nothing more than placating to his teeny tiny little pecker. Yes, Donald Trump, you have a teeny tiny little pecker. If a porn star says it, it's definitely true. Anywho, oh, and by the way, how's that money paying off for you, Don? Anywho, but it's just disgusting. And to add the disgusting layer of crap on this already shit cake that we're being told to go eat, you have the other Trumps. Pardon me. You have, hi, Dad, it's Eric. I can't do it like Stephen Colbert. I had my kids dress up as money, and I had them wear crowns because we were the No King protesters for Halloween. No joke. They're flaunting this shit. They're making tons of money. Meanwhile, people are hurting. Mm-hmm. And then you have him going to fucking Asia. Again, thanks a lot, South Korea. Could you be any further up his bloated ass? They give him a crown. Japan gives him a golf ball, a gold-plated one at that. And then he meets with, what is it, Jinping? Winnie the Pooh dude?
Yes, Xi Jinping.
Okay. I just know him as Winnie the Pooh because he hates it. The whole thing, though, is you got him going and creating the biggest deal. It's the best deal. He came out and he got us our money. No, he didn't. It was the same deal we had before the dumb fuck raised the tariffs. Meanwhile, soybean farmers, many of them lost their damn farms. And the ones that didn't, they still just have soybeans that pretty much they're worthless because they just rotted. And then you give $40 billion to Argentina for their meat industry. Meanwhile, our price of beef, when I know they hate the term woke, but when are they going to fucking wake the fuck up? I mean, when? This is absolutely stupid. But maybe this will get this country. And I can tell, right? This is what's going to happen right now. This is the plan. This is the beautiful plan. I'm going to turn all of the United States into vegetarians, and then I'm going to raise the price of squash. But did we drive her away with the political talk?
I don't know. Did you see South Park's the episode, not the one that's coming out today, but the one that came out, I think, on the 16th?
Yes.
Just taking Jean downstairs. I'll be right back.
Gotcha. And to answer your question, Stacey, no, I didn't, because I canceled Paramount when they fucked with Stephen Colbert.
Yep. Well, you need to restart it because
Nope.
they are.
I get all I need to know.
Oh.
I need all I need to know from highlights.
Okay. Well, they, this whole thing with like 6'7", this thing with the kids. Anyways,
word of the year.
Yeah, well, they tried to. Oh my God, I can't believe that's the word of the year. But basically, this guy comes in who says that he has more information. He's got more knowledge of the Antichrist than anybody, including Jesus Christ, who is a school counselor. And he says how God made Satan with the tiniest of assholes so that nobody could ever procreate with him. I mean, and we're talking itty bitty, but anybody who watches South Park knows that Satan is pregnant with Trump's butt baby. And so when they're saying it, they're showing this itty bitty tiny like microscope, and then they show Trump with this little itty bitty, same thing. Oh my God, they rose. It was so funny. I can't wait to see today's. But they just kept going on and on and on about it. And it's not a damn thing that CBS Paramount's going to do, because to do that, they would have to pay them off the balance of their $1.5 billion contract. I bet you whoever got into that contract with him has been fired.
Probably.
But there's not a damn thing they could do to them. So,
but the funny thing about that with the whole contract is, I think even they've acknowledged this might not have been the way they were going to go had Trump not sicked not the FCC.
Yeah, it was the FCC.
No. The whole thing with the FCC came kind of after the fact.
Oh, okay.
Because it was they had to get permission, or the blessing, if you will, from the FCC. So the company that was going to buy out Paramount basically told them, in order for this to happen, you need to you have to make certain concessions, and you're being sued by the little teeny tiny little pecker that penetrated Satan's asshole. But basically, they were put in a position where either, and I'm going to sidetrack slightly, even though the lawsuit in question, everyone said there was no way in hell that Trump would have won, because it was based off of the interview on 60 Minutes that he deemed was edited to unfairly paint a bad picture of him, which was wrong. It was an interview with Kamala Harris, and basically it was just an interview. It wouldn't have been any different than they had with him, which they've had.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's so extremely butthurt, he sued them, even though he won. Okay? So a real man would have said, see, you guys can do this, but it ain't going to matter because I'm Mr. Popular. I won the popular vote. No, we didn't. I am the president, so ha ha ha. Not that butthurt motherfucker. Oh, no, no, no. So basically, when that whole thing went down, and South Park was up for their new contract as well, and Paramount, even though according to the White House, they're irrelevant, they're grasping for attention, etc., 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 paid 1.5 billion. Let's say that one more time. Billion, okay? To re-sign South Park. It was Paramount basically saying they needed South Park more than South Park needed them. All right? So when they did the whole thing with Colbert and said, okay, after this year, after May 2026, you're done. Bye. No late show, nothing. They're like, you know what? Open season. Because in the past they have roasted Trump, but it was with Mr. Garrison. Okay? Now it's Trump, his actual face from stock pictures, and as well as JD Vance, and we'll get to that couch fucker in a minute. Allegedly couch fucker.
Us.
But yeah, they just decided, okay, they show how they do the show. They start from, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday, all the way up to almost 24-hour sessions, all the way up until the day of broadcasting. And they decided it was open season on this administration. And honestly, they have I'm not going to say destroyed Trump, but they basically looked at Trump and said, you saw what we did with Saddam Hussein. You saw what we did with freaking Osama bin Laden. That's nothing compared to what they've done with Trump. They have attacked him repeatedly against the several things he holds dear, and that includes using tweezers to jerk off in the Oval Office, or using chopsticks to try to jerk off. And of course, here comes JD Vance, sir. No, I really do like JD Vance. Hold on. Sir.
Hey, boss.
Hey, boss. Are you going to have Satan's baby?
Yeah.
No.
They have him look like Tattoo from Fantasy Island. It's so funny.
I'm surprised he didn't go like that for Halloween. Instead, I will give him kudos. JD Vance is a lot of things. Asshole, soulless, husband of the year. We'll get to that. But he went as Fat JD Vance, the meme. There's only one teeny tiny little problem. Missed the mark by so much. Missed the mark. But at least he tried to own it. The problem is, those who created that little thing won't let him own it. Like, you missed, asshole. But, oh, of course, there goes Psycho Dog next door. Yay. But where were we? Oh, yeah, South Park and the White House and the destruction of history, which, in just side effect, one thing I forgot to add yesterday is the FBI was in Dearborn because of an alleged terrorist plot that was thwarted. Am I the only one thinking that this was bullshit?
What evidence have they had? I mean,
they haven't released much.
They
That's
haven't
the thing.
released anything still.
Technically, yeah, please Google it because I only got a brief look at it yesterday because a friend of mine sent me the link. But essentially it was they had a terrorist plot of something big that was being planned for Halloween. Okay? Now, if it's true, hey, kudos, they stopped it. A dog shines on a dog's ass at least once. Good on you, Cash. But please get the fuck out of my state. But I just find it weird that the areas he targeted happen to be a hotbed of, shall we say, minority populace.
Yeah.
When, a lot of the mass shootings are done by, I don't know, right-wing whack jobs. So I hate to say it, but you were in the right state, but you needed to go a little further north.
Like in my neck of the woods. But
Precisely.
What they said is they arrested 2 people. There were messages, online chat about an ISIS-inspired attack, cryptic references to Pumpkin Day, and a shooting range visit to practice high-speed reloads with AK-47s. The people that they arrested,
You sure this wasn't in Dexter?
2 people were arrested and 3 others are being questioned. Their ages range from 16 to 20s. So, and that's all. And this is coming from CNN, but ISIS-inspired plot unfolded in online chat rooms. An FBI undercover person was introduced into the chat room in the early stages of the discussion. This, I guess, has been months in the planning. Nothing like, raiding them on Halloween Day when it's supposed to happen on. You couldn't do it on Devil's Night. Make a statement, anyways. But this group of people went to multiple times to a shooting range with AK-47s and other weapons, firing a large number of rounds of ammunition, practiced tactical high-speed reloads, and in the discussion it was picked up reference to what we're told is Pumpkin Day. Now, it said could be Halloween, but to me also Pumpkin Day could be Thanksgiving. I mean, pumpkin pie, hello, lots of...
And it can also refer to a certain individual who just happens to be the shade of a pumpkin.
That is true.
I mean, I call him old yam tits because he is.
Yep. So, yep. Anyways.
I think the whole thing is, as far as things are going right now, this administration is just when you think they couldn't get worse, they literally say, hold my beer. Or hold my Perrier. Or do you hold my Grey Poupon? But the whole thing is I personally am getting sick and fucking tired of waiting for people to wake up. And even though this falls under the wedding anniversary last night, as of this recording, it was Amanda's and my wedding anniversary yesterday, which
Happy
was
anniversary.
Thank you. October 31st of this year. There you go. It's Pumpkin Day.
5 years.
Yeah, 5, but 25 total.
Yep.
But I digress. The waitress that was at the place we went to, she was, according to Amanda, definitely MAGA. Even though she was very nice, very sweet, we talked, not politics or anything, but we were talking about how there's very few of this particular restaurant left in Michigan, and that was it. And Amanda's like, I'm surprised you tipped her that well. And I go, why? She was MAGA. I mean, she was nice, but she was MAGA. And I go, look, I want generally nothing to do with anyone that's MAGA, but a lot of these people, and I've said this from the last go around, they're easily deceived, they're easily manipulated, they just want someone to say the thing to make them feel better that maybe someone is actually listening to their fears. The problem is, in this case, that individual is a snake oil salesman who's very good at conning people. If you say whatever you want about that fat cankle dinosaur, Cankelsaurus Rex, the thing is that he is very good at conning people. Very good at it. Okay? Because how many times do he hire contractors, even though it's been well documented, he fucks with contractors. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't pay these people who knocked down the East Wing. Okay? I wouldn't be shocked. But yet people still fall for it. Because, to quote South Park, when they were doing Saddam Hussein in the song from, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
I can change, I can change. I know I'm a filthy little bastard.
That's him.
But he can change.
But I digress. Yeah, I tipped the waitress well. Because I think she's going to, hope and pray she keeps her job, because when we were there was hardly anyone in that restaurant. Hardly. Yes.
What restaurant was it?
I'm not going to say.
You could text it to me later.
Yeah, I don't want to say where we were, what the restaurant was, but like I said, considering it was dinner time, there was hardly anyone in there.
Yeah. Text it to me later. Yeah.
Yeah, but while I don't like MAGAs, what do you want?
Maybe it wasn't busy because it was Friday night and it was Halloween.
That may be, but considering the location of this place was between two major hotels, and when I say major, I mean hotels that, aren't like the Embassy Suites, but they're very popular. And it was catered to older folks. Not that me and Amanda are older, I am. But the point is that even the older folks weren't in there. Okay? And then I'll move on from that. But the thing I'm trying to get to is like the farmers. All right? A lot of these farmers voted for him, and now look where they're at. The point is that people need to start realizing he has not the best interest of the people at heart, because if this is a man who really cared about the people, maybe just wait on the renovations of the White House, especially with all that fucking gold. And the last thing I'll say on that is, who does all this renovation by adding all the gold and turning the people's house into a bastardized version of Mar-a-Lago if he intends on leaving in 2028?
He doesn't intend on leaving.
You know this. I know this.
He doesn't.
I'm asking the listener. Even those who probably watch this and go, these are some stupid bitches. The blonde one's okay because she doesn't say a word. But these are some stupid bitches. I'm asking that question. And if they think, well, we need him, because I saw one person say, we need him in the White House because he's the only one who can save us. He's the only one who can guide us through these troubled times. He's not godlike, but he is Christ-like. Da 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 da. And the only thing I could think of when I heard this shit is there was a propaganda machine from the Nazis. I recently saw this in a documentary a couple of days ago, where these little children are in the classroom doing the salute. I'm not even going to do it. I'm just going to make them. See, they do it. I'm mocking them. But it showed these children's. I'm now Mariah Carey.
These Kinder.
But they show them in the classroom doing the salute. And one of the things they said, and I'm going to paraphrase, and if people are interested, I'll send them the link to this documentary. But it said, we worship Hitler. Hitler is our savior. Hitler is our God. Hitler is the one who will guide us through these times. sounds familiar to you? Because that's pretty much what this idiot was saying about Trump. So I just wish to God more people would wake up faster. Okay? Because I know people say, well, when you say this, you're wishing death. No, I'm not. The term 86 means to get rid of, to dismiss, to remove, not necessarily to assassinate or kill. But we really need to 86 this guy from the White House. The problem is who's next in line, which brings us to
Hey, bots.
JD Vance, where at a turning point thing where Charlie Kirk's widow, the grieving widow in leather pants, how Christ-like. And yeah, I can already see I'll probably come into work and lose my job. They'll be like, Dawn, we need to talk to you. But I just have a question. When you go to hug somebody and they're of the opposite sex, or in my case, the same sex, when you go to hug them, is your fingers interlaced in the back of their head, like where their hair is, like, you know, like right here? And for those listening on Spotify, I'm talking like literally right at the back of the head with their hair between your fingers. Is that where you're holding them for the hug?
Not unless I'm extremely drunk and horny. No.
My sister's expression said it all. But sis, I'm asking you, you don't have to pitch in any further, but I'm asking you, if you are hugging someone platonically of the opposite sex, where are your hands?
Typically on your back.
Okay. So a video was shown of JD at a turning point. I want to say it was it Mississippi? I want to say it was Mississippi. And before I even get to the thing that makes me question about his faithfulness to his current wife, yes, I'm going to word it like that, is when he came on stage, the widow went to go hug him. And there's a still that's been spread around of where her hand placement is. And the comments were, oh yeah, they're fucking. Because of exactly where her hand was on the back of his head. Even if I'm hugging somebody, okay? Even if I'm hugging somebody, I am not going to put my hand behind their head unless I'm going to give them a hickey. I'm just not. Stacey?
I have a picture. I found it. And oh yeah, this is this is the type of hug that you give your husband on your wedding day, like after you kiss them and like, oh, we're going to have a wonderful life. I know that the people listening can't hear it, but I'm going to put it up for.
Too much of a glare, and you're not on camera.
I'm not on camera. How about right now? Can you guys see it?
Go more toward the other way. There you go.
This? Oh, there we go. Can we see this?
If you stop moving it, yes. Right there's good enough, but yes.
Yep, that is absolutely that's wrong. That's
now.
Yeah.
I just want to say, because first of all, we're going to just say allegedly here, because do we know? No. For all we know, devil's advocate of the ultimate devil, the ultimate horny little devil, but the ultimate, for all we know, she could have been plugging his ear or trying to, and that picture caught at just the right moment to say something of, oh, thank you, JD. Thank you for being here today. That. It could have been something innocent. The problem is the comment that she said was saying something about she sees a lot of JD in her now late husband. Okay, that can be taken innocently too. Because JD is now a Christian. He admitted he used to be like agnostic atheist, but he found the faith. Yeah, he found the faith when he wanted to run for office. How ironic. But to get to what he did at this thing was a woman of Hindu faith asked him. His wife is of Hindu belief. He is a Christian. They have 3 children, both of mixed race. He's raising the children as Christian, while his wife still remains true to Hinduism. So she asked a whole bunch of questions, but the one that got everyone upset was, how do you and your wife approach raising your children in an interfaith marriage, and yada yada yada. And his answer was, yes, and I'm going to again paraphrase, but yes, my wife is true to Hinduism. She used to be like me, where we were like both agnostic type of individuals, but she embraced Hinduism, where I decided to embrace Christianity. Again, after they got married, by the way, look it up. I.e., when he started running for office. So he said, I'm hoping one day she'll change her mind and join my faith. Okay? Now, again, in the perfect transparency of clarity, while me and Amanda have different religious beliefs, I'm agnostic, she's atheist. Not once do I ever tell her, hey, maybe let's try going to church. She would, but she's not going to be converted because she's true in her beliefs. Meanwhile, I'm like, I guess you could say atheist light, because while I think the Bible has good points to it, there's a lot that was basically hand-me-down from like generation to generation, especially the King James Version, where they're stories. They're good stories, but they're stories. All right? But I'm not about to convert anyone who is of devout faith, because whatever gets a person through, I'm not here to interrupt that. I'm not here to diminish it or, dissuade them. What gets me through on really hard days, I go for a walk in the park, and this sounds like hippieism, which I am so not a hippie, but yet I'm finding I'm becoming one, I guess, is I go out and I just enjoy nature. It's calming, it's soothing. If what people do in a church does that for them, who am I to argue? So with J.D. Vance, it's I think a question now of, is he innocently saying, okay, I hope one day maybe me and my wife can share the same everything, religion, who knows? But a lot of the stuff he has said and done in the course of since he took the oath of office of the vice presidency screams otherwise. Like, I guess he got pissed off when people are throwing divorce rumors about, especially after what happened at Turning Point. So again, for those who are like, I want that fat one to lose their job, I am playing devil's advocate for you here. As much as I hate that guy, because he not only bent the knee, he turned up an asshole, took all 2 little millimeters of Trump's dick so he could be the second in command should something happen to DJT. I don't think it's totally fair. Do I think it's possible? I'm saying this. I'm just doing the quiet part in nodding form. Okay, fine. I'll say it. Is it possible? Yes, it's very possible. Because let's be freaking realistic. How many people fuck around on their spouses in Washington?
I think Usha should be very concerned.
My whole thing is to answer my original point of the most famous adulterers in the White House, Kennedy, Clinton. I mean, let's be realistic. Most politicians, once they get an ounce of power, they're fucking around. But yeah, I agree. Usha Vance should be concerned, I think.
Yeah.
So, anything else we want to comment on the political side of the spectrum? I'm blocking my sister because she does not count.
Not from here. I'm so sick of it. It's been the longest 4 years ever, and it's only been like 7 months, 8 months.
Well, just be concerned because Steve Bannon's already planning on that 2028 run.
Well, according
Do they
to
even
Trump
know how old he's going to be?
oh yeah, well, according to Trump and according to Mike Johnson said that Trump knows that he can't run again. He just likes saying it so that the leftists or the radical left can run around with their hair on fire. I'm like, no, he's not pretending, Mike. You think that he's doing this ballroom? Oh, and I'd like to say one thing about the ballroom. Hopefully the guy will leave. That's what I'm hoping. When he leaves, the next president who comes in, which no doubtedly will be a Democratic president because everybody's going to be sick of it by then, should name that ballroom the Barack Obama Emmy and Nobel Prize ballroom right after that. I mean, and then tear it down. But
I disagree.
okay.
I disagree. I think because once you tear it down, what are you going to do? Put a new East Wing up? You can, but the whole thing is the first thing they should do is either A, just outright demolish it, or B, I do agree with maybe if they don't. I see something distracting, but I'm going to continue on. In one hand, you could rename it, but I wouldn't rename it the Barack Obama. I would rename it something else. Something that really is a zinger. Yeah, he hates Barack Obama. He's got such a thing for Barack Obama. But the one thing he really hates right now, and this just shows you the level of immaturity of this man, that he posts on his Truth Social that he enjoys watching a man suffering from stage 4 cancer writhing in agony.
Oh,
I would rename it the Joseph Biden Memorial Ballroom.
Yes. Yes.
Because honestly, that's the mark of a man right there. That's the mark of a leader, i.e., he is not one. Yeah, you can hate your detractors. Yes, you can hate your critics. But to be a leader means you don't say shit like this. Unless you want to be a dictator. Emphasis on dick. So that would be my thing. I would demolish it and just, first of all, put up the new Rose Garden.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, maybe create a thing around the Rose Garden for the First Lady, who basically, that's probably why he chose the East Wing. It's like, this is for the First Lady. She doesn't need shit.
Yeah, she's never there.
You blame her? The man stinks.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
But I want to move on. Let's get an update on your neighbor.
Okay, if you guys have been the listeners remember this neighbor back in July after 3 days on a bender decided while he was on videotape to smash his lawnmower into her car 5 or 6 times, and every time he did it, after he'd go smash, look up the camera, go oops, he did that 5 or 6 times. causing $3,100 worth of damage to my neighbor's car. Okay. He got arrested and charged with felonious destruction, a malicious destruction of property, a felony from $1,000 to $10,000. And he kept saying, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose. But anybody who saw the video knows that he did it on purpose, because every time he'd smash into the car, he'd go, oops. Well, anyways, he was sentenced on Thursday. He was allowed to plead guilty to misdemeanor disturbing the peace of a religious meeting. This happened on Tuesday morning at 6:30 in the morning. I'm sorry, there was no religious meeting there unless you're a Benedictine monk, okay? Because they're every day is religious to them. And no probation, no jail time, because the car was a 2000, actually it was 2003. The prosecutor screwed up on this. It was a 2003, but they did a Kelly Blue Book on it as a 2000. So it's 25 years old. Because the car is not worth $3,100, you cannot have a windfall for the victim. I think if you cause $3,100 to the car, damage to the car, no matter how much it's worth, you owe them $3,100 to fix it. Well, they didn't. They said, well, we're going to take this, and then we're going to minus this, and we're going to give you $574. Not taking into account the fact that he had my neighbor arrested for theft of rose bushes. She had to go get fingerprinted. She had to go get arraigned. And it wasn't until the pretrial conference when she brought all of the proof on there that he didn't even own the property when the former owners gave her back the rose bushes that she lent to them so that their dying father could have the wish of seeing his front yard full of rose bushes. That was his dying wish. So she gave him, well, not gave, but let him borrow two of hers, and her employer gave her 3 bushes to plant. So before he died, he got to see all kinds of rose bushes. Well, afterwards, the owner's son, who the house passed down to, gave her 1 rose bush back and gave the other to his girlfriend. So my neighbor was mad about that, but she let it go. Here he comes after he gets arrested and arraigned on this malicious. Now all of a sudden he's going over here saying, oh, she stole this. He didn't take possession of this house until December of 2024. The rose bushes were given back to her in June of 2024. So she was able to prove that. He called the dog catcher, the animal control on their dog, Junior. Now, Junior is a Mastiff Bulldog mix. He's short, but he's got a massive head, and he looks mean. He is the sweetest dog ever. I call him Junior Love Bug or June Bug. I saw him out. He was out in the backyard the other day, and he is so well behaved and so well trained, and he loves me. I went up on the porch, and I'm like, Junior Love Bug, how are you? He stood up and kept wagging his tail, but he didn't come out towards me. He's just like, he was being really sweet. He's that well trained. Well, they came up to him, up to the owners, the animal control, and they're like, no, I don't need to see your dog. I just need to know, what is your neighbor's deal? What the hell is wrong with him? He is calling us saying this is a vicious dog. He's running the neighborhood. And all the neighbors came out when they saw him. They're like, what are you doing? Junior won't come out. I mean, there could be somebody with a stake in the alley, and Junior will sit there until his owners say, okay, you could go get the steak. Anyway, so that being the first thing, then he does a PPO against her son, saying that he threatened to shoot him, which is not true. And again, it was proven that it was on their camera that exchange that he said happened never happened. And the victim's advocate from this case with the malicious destruction of property had to come in and inform the judge, Your Honor, this guy is being charged with malicious destruction of property against his mother. This is a retaliation type thing. And the judge is like, okay, PPO terminated. But this is the kind of stuff that he's proving. Oh, and guess this. Guess what? I found out yesterday he is absolutely running for a city commission seat. There's 3 other people running against him. And I voted for one. Brad and I voted for another person. But I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Balls.
Yeah, you think? He thinks he's going to win because he thinks everybody in this town loves him and they can't stand him. The only people that like him are the people that get the free drinks from next door. But I have news for him. People are watching him and he's going to be, something's going to happen. But no probation, even after my neighbor gave her victim impact statement, hold on 1 second, and explained that while he got up and he didn't even say, I'm sorry. He didn't even acknowledge what he did was wrong. And he said, I just want to get along. I'm a peaceful person. And then Abby got up. I'm sorry, her name's Abby. She got up and stated all the things that he did, including having her and her son's tires slashed less than a week after he was charged. And after all that, she's like, Your Honor, he's going to keep doing this. He does not realize that what he does is wrong. He doesn't think he's touchable. After that, the prosecutor goes, Your Honor, I would like to amend this to, make sure that he has at least a couple months probation to keep him under the thumb of the court for a little bit, because we have seen the proof. We have seen the complaints. We have seen the videos. This man does a lot of things on impulse, and we think it needs, the court to be in. The judge is like, well, I think as long as he pays the fine out of the bond that he paid, everything's fine. So don't worry about it. No. Like in Wayne County, that would not have flown. But anyways, go ahead. You were going to say something, Dawn?
I was going to say something to kind of protect you.
But
maybe not say something's going to happen to him. Because if something does happen,
well, no,
and there's no, hold on.
Well,
just
no,
phrase it. Just
Okay.
phrase it better.
Okay. Well, what I didn't mean it the way that it sounded. This man is such an idiot. He's going to do something to himself. It's not going to be evident. We know, we can feel it, that he is so far off the rocker. He's going to do something that is going to jeopardize his livelihood. It's going to jeopardize his freedom. But the best thing is that it's not going to have anything, the neighbors, my neighbors, we're not going to have anything to do with it. We're just going to sit back with popcorn and go, well, we told you this was going to happen. So, I'm not going to do anything because I'm not going to do anything because I know would be the first people they'd look at. And you know what? I don't like jail. I don't want this guy hurt. I just don't want him to be doing the stuff that he's doing. I want him just to leave the neighborhood alone. But the way that he's going, he is going to tick off the wrong person, and it's not going to be us. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be my neighbors, but he's going to tick off the wrong person, and it's not going to end well for him. And that's just from what I've seen of how he treats people. So he thinks he could treat anybody, a friend one day, backstab the next. And some of the people that he knows over there are kind of unsavory people. So it's not going to come from us. We're going to have nothing to do with it. So anyways, let's move on.
I'm just stating.
Yeah.
You just have to maintain to word it correctly, not just out
Yes,
saying,
I'm
yeah, something's gonna happen. No.
no,
Okay.
no, it's not us, but we can feel that, you know, they're giving him enough rope, and yeah, he's gonna hang himself. So, figuratively speaking.
Speaking of things that get put into bad places, let's touch on something that I learned while I was getting my hair cut the other day. Because literally, when I heard this, she had the clippers. I didn't want her to drill something in my head with me going, whoa, what? They talked about, and Stacey, get your typing fingers ready because, like I said, I don't have access to the pictures. But she was talking about, I believe it's Khloe Kardashian. I don't think it's Kim, it's Khloe. Where it's a vaginal lollipop.
Yeah.
They also have, pills. And I believe this vaginal lollipop does go where exactly you think it's going to go. But it's supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to be, for the pH balances and stuff like that. And the only thing I thought of as I was sitting there, and I even finally said it, was, let me see if I got this right. We got Gwyneth Paltrow, who wants us to smell her vagina. Now we got the Kardashians, who want us to stick things of theirs up our vaginas. What the fuck is going on with this society? And on top of it, I don't know if I think I sent you guys the picture of the merkin. But Kim Kardashian has pussy toupees now. Because, sometimes even and under the picture says free the bush. Grow it.
If I want that, I just stop shaving them. Come on.
That's my point. Who the fuck? I mean, and when I looked at the picture, it's literally like a bikini thong, and you see little tufts of hair underneath. And I'm thinking to myself, if you want pubic hair, grow it. Now, I know people might be saying out there thinking, but Dawn, what if I can't grow pubic hair? Fair. I don't know if that's such a thing. However,
Go ahead.
what? What? Did she freeze or did I freeze? Who froze
I
here?
think you froze.
Actually, you did because I was moving. My sister was moving. You were like this.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if you were going for the vaginal lollipop or what was going on.
And that was Kourtney Kardashian that did that. And it's a lollipop you're supposed to suck with probiotics to help the downstairs area. It doesn't actually go in there. So, which was my first thought.
Doesn't matter. When you think vaginal lollipop, your mind goes in different places.
Okay.
Quit doing the tongue exercises. It's not helping the subject. Anyway, but the more is the merkin. Now merkins are still out there. Okay? But to have a Kardashian come out with her seal of the bush. And by the way, it sold out. Her merkin sold out.
Oh my gosh.
These attention, I'm going to say it as it is, and people will be like, jealous much? No. The Kardashians, prior to all this whoring that they do, and that's what they're doing is whoring. The only thing they were famous for was their father being one of the many lawyers who represented OJ. Woo! Now we got to look at their fake bush. Get the fuck out of here. fucking common sense. What the only way I would buy one is if I wanted to go as Abe Lincoln for Halloween. I mean, it's just stupid. And I know people are like, Dawn, you shouldn't judge people for what they want to buy or what they want to use it for. This is just stupid on their part. They're just trying to, it's the American dream to make more money. Yeah, off a fake bush. Yeah, okay. If anyone's got the sound effect of the bush, play it now. Yes, Stacey?
Does she even realize where the merkin comes from? I think it's kind of funny. It dates back to 15th century when they were primarily used by prostitutes to disguise symptoms of syphilis and pubic lice by replacing shaved pubic hair. So is Courtney or Kim telling us be a prostitute? I wear this, or is she calling herself a prostitute? Or I don't understand.
Yes.
Yo, it's
yes.
gross. It's gross. So
to all of the above, yes.
He has cooties.
Because you guys didn't really send much except for emojis in response, but it said it all. My sister sent one with the bug-eyed what the hell emoji, and I believe you sent the I'm vomiting emoji.
Yes.
The best reaction I got was from Amanda, who I even told the person cutting my hair I was going to say this. I was going to wait for a left field moment and just go, so Kim Kardashian's making pussy toupees now. And this is exactly the response I got. Now, for those on Spotify, I'll say what it is after the fact, but the response was this, literally just, what? And basically, she turns her head really slow. And when she finally faces me, her eyebrow, she has this thing, if ever I say anything that's so left field, her eyebrow instantly arches like The Rock. And she'll just get a slight sneer and go, what? That's her reaction to the Kim Kardashian merkin. And a coworker of mine, I told them about the merkin. She goes, why don't they just grow out their pussy hair? And I said, exactly! Unless they got crabs, syphilis, and or going out at night on a town of prostituting. Hey. So, thoughts?
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
I mean, anything to make a buck, everyone's got to have a side hustle, but like these rich bitches need to make more off of fake pussy toupees. The only way it would make it worth it is if she cut the hair on her head or on her vajayjay, had a, like when they come in, shore sheep, they're like, oh, okay, Miss Kardashian, it's time to make another merkin.
All right, here we go. Okay, you got the left lip. Okay, that's enough for how many toupees?
1.
70? Okay.
Just saying. If you're going to make a hustle, fine. But I want to be paid thousands of dollars to be the sheep shearer. I'm sorry, the muff shearer. Fucking whack jobs. All right, so moving on from that. Yesterday, as of this recording, like I said, was Halloween. Also, my and Amanda's wedding anniversary. I'm going to touch briefly on the wedding anniversary, and then we're going to go into Halloween. But, like I said, we went to a restaurant that it's not the same one because that one has long since closed down. It is now, I think, a gas station, I think. But we went to the same chain, if you will. There's not many left, at least not near where we live. to have dinner there because after 25 years, we wanted to go to the place where we actually first got to really see each other. And we got there. Like I said, the place was dead. She had a funny moment because we had plenty of time to look at the menu, and the lady comes back and goes, okay, so what would you like? And she goes, I would like the fish and chips. And she's like, okay, you get 2 sides, obviously, chips being French fries. She goes, what would your other side be? And Amanda looks and goes, fries? And she goes, wavy or seasoned? Wavy. She got 2 orders of fries. She even reiterated, so you want 2 orders of fries? She goes, Lady walks away and go, you panicked, didn't you? I should know, I've done it myself. I got fries and mashed potatoes. What's the difference? But I just thought it was funny. Are you sure you want 2 orders of fries? She goes, Guess who ended up eating half the fries? But we leave there, come home, and we're like looking for trick-or-treaters. I think we got, and we'll touch on it when we talk Halloween, but we got I'm not going to say a large amount, but a decent amount where it didn't seem like a waste of time. But the funny part is, it's our wedding anniversary. Now, for those listening, as well as for my co-host, it's about to get slightly blue. Okay? I will do my best not to gross anyone out. But it's our wedding anniversary. There are certain expectations on a wedding anniversary. I'm waiting for the last of the trick-or-treaters to get the fuck out of here. I'm just like, it's 10 o'clock. You think it's time to... oh, shit, there's another one. They were out till about 15 after 10, by the way. I was shocked. But just as we are about to cut it out for the night and have our own little celebration, she goes to the bathroom and comes out and she goes, Mother Nature is a very comedic bitch.
Oh.
And I went, no. 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 She goes, well, it's really light. It's not going to stop us. So needless to say, we did practice safe sex. And she knows we're talking about this. I told her we were going to. But we just
happy place. Go to my happy place. Go to my happy place.
Hey, I didn't go into detail. I'm just saying.
It was enough.
We found ways around it, is all I'm saying. So there was a celebration to be had by all. I got my Halloween treat after all. I digress. Hey, I said I was going to keep it as tame as possible. I could have gone into detail, which is why I'm now petrified that she has my card. It was that fun. She's probably like, okay, she's happy. I've got the card. I've got the card. Well, in other words, then I understand now. I totally get it. But I digress. Let's get into Halloween. Stacey, you already basically alluded prior to that you didn't get any trick-or-treaters.
I did. We have so many trunk or treats up here that, I mean, we've never really done trick-or-treating because, and it was raining. I saw a few, but no, my trick-or-treating was done 2 weeks ago at a girls' witches weekend in Houghton Lake. And I did. I actually won a prize because I had the best trick-or-treating room. My friend runs a motel in Houghton Lake. So everybody was there, had their own little setup for trick-or-treat. And we all dressed up. We got to my room, and I have 2 boxes. One that says trick, the other that says treat, and you have the spinning wheel. And if it lands on treat, then you can pick your candy. If you land on trick, you have to put your hand in this box and tell me what is in there. And if you get it right, you get a treat. But I had like 7 or 8 different little things, so it was never the same. The grossest one. I mean, everything was tame. Nothing was going to hurt people. The grossest one, though, was the Vienna sausages. That girl, well, one girl who did it didn't know she was a vegetarian. Okay. Yes, Dawn.
Out of curiosity, the Vienna sausages, did you say they were, shall we say, body parts of a certain anatomy?
Yeah, I just said fingers. I was just keeping it, but I didn't have to because people were like, "Oh my God, oh my God." But yeah, they liked it. Actually, like I said, I won a prize for it. But yeah, I told Deann before the show, I said yesterday I got or Thursday after work, I got my COVID and my flu shot. So I slept most of the day yesterday. I was running hot and cold and achy everywhere, and my arm hurt like someone had, thrown a 95-mile-an-hour fastball into it. So I really wasn't feeling, even though I do have the candy, I was going to give out Skittles. I'm like, nah. So, how about you guys? I mean, you had people till 9 after or 10, or it was like 10 after 10 or something like that.
It was more like close to 10:30, but the last bunch were actually visiting my neighbor who has his house decked out. And I thought they were actual trick-or-treaters. So I go, Amanda, I'm shouting from upstairs. I'm like, Amanda, I think I hear trick-or-treaters. She goes, what? She looks at like the clock. She goes, it's almost 10:30. I'm like, I hear them. So we go back downstairs. She's got the candy bowl. She steps on the porch. She looks and she's like, well, yeah, they're here, but, and then they realize she was on the porch waiting for them, I guess. And so they come over. They're wearing their winter jackets. They just said, please fill up our hoods. So she filled up the hoods of their winter jackets, which they were thrilled about. And then they went back over to Dex's house and they were hanging out.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
we probably had, if I had to do a rough count, maybe either a shade above or below 20 trick-or-treaters.
Wow.
And the one from last year, the one I filled his bowl, it had to have been the same kid, but I was sitting down holding the dog. So Amanda gets up and he sees me and he waves and I wave at him. And before I can tell Amanda, just give him the bowl, just dump the bowl in his backpack.
Uh-huh.
He just does 2 large handfuls and goes, trick or treat. And he kind of like, oh, okay, thank you. And he leaves. And I go, Amanda, I think that was the kid from last year. Why didn't you just dump the bowl? She goes, oh shit. And I'm like, well, you can't just run down the street after him. That would look suspect, wouldn't it? So he might have been disappointed. She said, though, his backpack it looked like it was half full of candy. So he's not disappointed. She did 2 big handfuls and he asked if he could have an extra Reese's. She gave it to him. So he wasn't disappointed totally. He just was like, I came like last time and you guys gave me a bowl. What the hell? You got the wrong one is what the hell. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It was a nice night, no rain. It wasn't that cold. Most of the kids I think were more terrified of me in an aspect because I was just beyond the door because I'm holding the dog. But they don't see the dog. They just see me standing there going, no! So a couple little girls looked a little terrified. But there was one, he was a little boy. He was wearing a Michelangelo outfit from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he looked so happy that I not only recognized him as a Ninja Turtle, but knew which turtle he was. So he was thrilled. But yeah, for the most part, we got home in time for the I guess you could say the peak of trick-or-treating. But what I didn't realize is that Detroit did institutionalize a curfew that probably wasn't very heavily observed because I guess if you were under the age of, what was it, 13, 14 years of age, you had to be in by 10 o'clock. If you were between maybe 15, 16 years up to adult, you had to be in by 11 and you couldn't be out after that until after 6 a.m. We had trick-or-treaters up until, like I said, 10:30. Easy. And that, to me, was amazing. Yes, it delayed adult time, and I was getting impatient, but it was still, I thought, encouraging that at least some people are still embracing it. So, however, we still have 2 large Costco large size type bags of candy here. So, I'm like, just, we'll take it to work. I got a bunch of greedy, candy loving like coworkers. They'll take like, oh, Tootsie Pops, woo! Or, oh, look, Snickers. They're just, it'll be gone by the end of the week if I bring it all in.
I like taking those to either the police station and the fire station. As long as they're sealed, the packages are sealed, they can accept them. And they get to know you and like, hey, I live down here, blah, blah, blah. They'll remember you.
Oh, I'm sure. What about you, sis? I saw your setup on Instagram where you had the lawn chairs out, the tailgate up or something like that, and you're like, ready.
Yeah. So first of all, my porch light was on, but with my enclosed porch, you cannot really see my porch light. So I sat outside. It was cold and windy, but that I digress. But I had my first trick-or-treaters got to my house. It wasn't even 5 o'clock. 7 of them under the age of 10. No parent. But that's here nor there.
We did the same thing, practically.
Not under the age of 10. At least we had like more of an adult with us.
Oh, I never had an adult with us. My sister, brother, and I, under 10, we were walking the streets.
Yeah, but there was a little one that's like 2 years old.
Okay, that's a little young.
Yes, that was my point. Like I walked in the house. I'm like, there's 7 of these little kids out here, and one of them's like 2. But whatever. I was passing out my neighbor's candy. She asked me to, so I'm like, yeah, no problem whatsoever. So Jean did that, and I passed out Fago. I had 80 kids.
Yeah, once word comes that the Fago lady's here, yeah.
Yeah, and I had a lot of them. Oh my God, you're giving out pop. I was getting thirsty. Stuff like that. But by 7:30,
how many repeat customers did you get?
I made sure there were no repeats. I'm no fool. But by 7:30, it was done. Nobody
At what time?
7:30.
That's ironic.
Yeah,
There was nobody. It was a ghost town at 7:30.
Up here, they send out messages to everybody trick-or-treating in town from 5 to 7. And that's it. So you can't go before 5, you can't come after 7. And it's like that a couple of towns around here. But what most of them do is like the churches or even the city, they'll have a big parking lot. And if people want to just come in, it's trunk or treat. They come in with their cars. People decorate their cars and stuff like that and put up scary things. People actually come in like 5 or 6 hours early just to set up the stuff. But that's where most of the kids go. So I only saw like 5 kids total walking around. But that was it. So what were your favorite costumes that you guys saw this year?
Well, I wanted to elaborate one thing. I don't think we would have had as much trick-or-treaters if it wasn't for the simple fact that a couple of times we had to go on the porch and go, hey, we got candy here too. Because they just went, our door was wide open. We had the porch light on, but they just went for the house that had the decorations. I was like, hello. But I would say my favorite was probably, I had like I said, Michelangelo, and he had to have been 5. He was dressed up as Superman.
Aw.
Mine, I had a few. We had a few minions, which I actually had a blow up minion in my yard, so that was kind of cute. A couple Ninja Turtles, they were both Raphael. And then there was a cute, sweet little boy who was Stitch, and I could tell he was autistic, but he was so freaking adorable. And there was a
Aw.
cute little girl. She's probably like 2.5, 3, and she's like a little angel. She was
Aw.
so stinking cute, and she's looking at Jean, and Jean's looking at her. Then she's trying to reach in the bowl, and her mom's like, "No, you can't do that," type of thing.
Aw.
Gave her an Oreo, so she was happy. We
Aw.
initially gave her a Kit Kat, and she wanted the Oreo, so we gave her the Oreo instead.
I had one little girl, I was wearing my Lions jersey. She goes, "I like your jersey." I'm like, "Are you a Lions fan?" She goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you think they're going to go all the way?" "Yeah." "You get another handful of candy."
But yeah, the Fago went over really well, to say the least. And
Awesome.
our niece Elizabeth actually gave out Fago at her area too for the first time. And she said she had a couple of the kids in her yard dancing because they got popped. Right. Exactly.
Now, I do wish we would have had more time to prepare, because I would have liked to have given something for the adults. Because there was this one lady, the first trick-or-treaters we had, she was walking around with her dog. And when I say walking around, I don't mean the dog was on a leash. She was literally carrying it in her arms because it was like a little toy dog. So I was just like, huh. Maybe we should have given her a shot of moonshine or something. Not like actual moonshine, not anything like that. But, just maybe a little shot of moonshine just to warm her up a little bit. Maybe give the dog a little lightweight,
Speaking of dogs, hi Zeus.
How you doing, doggy?
Hi, buddy.
But anything else about what the
Zeus.
Okay, that looked a little weird. That
yeah.
that that camera angle was a little strange, Deann.
I know it was, sorry.
It was a little suspect.
He's too big to get up on my lap, sorry.
He's like, but I'm cute and I got the big puppy dog eyes.
He's over 100 pounds. No. Right?
But segueing onto, unless you guys want anything to add about Halloween night and trick-or-treating.
Nope.
Well, the one thing that was kind of icky, but so Gina and I were like sitting outside. It was getting close to 7 o'clock, and I'm looking in the road, and I saw something move. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then, so I got up and I looked. It was a rat. So I got up and I chased it away.
Gee.
And I already know right now Amanda would be like, and
Ew, no. I know she likes the rats. Now I'm not a rat person.
domesticated.
Right.
She likes domesticated rats.
And of course, the two feral cats I feed, they're already long gone. So I'm like, why the fuck this cat? Why are these cats here when I need them? But I digress. So yeah, that was icky. Luckily, there were no children around. Yeah, that was it.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by something I'm watching on TV, and the only thing going through my head is, what the fuck is wrong with the WWE?
Where do we start?
Yeah. Do we have the time?
Yeah, no, we don't. That'll be another
No.
show. But let's go into with what time we have remaining, because I can see that some of this can be debatable, I suppose. But there was a broadcast years ago. Sorry, I gotta scratch my foot there. There was a broadcast about several years ago on Bravo called The 100 Scariest Movie Moments. Now, they don't necessarily have to be horror film. They were just scary movie moments. And I just remember me and Amanda sitting, watching these as they came out. I think they were either daily or weekly. And when they got to number one, even throughout the whole thing, we were debating so hard about why these were chosen. as scary movie moments, specifically certain ones when in the movies that they chose from had scarier moments than this. Okay? So I wanted to touch on it with you guys. Again, they did not have to be horror films. That's why I said, sis, you better think of something, because it doesn't have to be a horror film. What scary movie moments stood out for you in your lifetime? I don't care who goes first.
All right, I'll go because Birds. Hated that movie. Still hate it to this day. It freaked me out. Sorry.
Oh no, no need to apologize, but why did it freak you out? You have to elaborate.
Oh, well, the thought of birds just coming around and swarming you and attacking you and pecking your eyeballs out. No, thank you.
Well, I mean, that can be a terrifying thing, but I think the most terrifying thing is you never knew why they decided to attack, because by the end of the movie, they just stopped. It's like, we made our point. We're trying to tell you this is a warning shot, essentially.
Yeah.
But would you say that is the scariest movie moment you can think of?
Yep.
I bet you I can name one that it terrified you specifically in such a way where you had the most unrealistic fear I've ever heard in my life.
I mean Jaws.
Yep.
Yeah, the birds freak me out more. Sorry.
Would you like to tell people what that unrealistic fear of Jaws was?
The unrealistic fear of Jaws was being the naive child that I was, I thought that Jaws would be either in fresh water, like the lakes, or the bathtub.
Or
what?
you were even afraid
Oh,
of it
swimming
coming
pool.
onto the bed.
I remember that.
I do, because I remember very vividly as a child you saying, what if it gets us up here? And I'm like, but we're not anywhere near water. We're on a bed in our room.
Waterbed?
It wasn't a water bed.
I don't remember that.
I do.
I don't remember that, but I believe you. I just don't recall it.
Yeah. I have three moments that each stood out for me as the most terrifying for different reasons. The first one was the tornado scene from Wizard of Oz. Started off a lifelong fear of tornadoes, like unreasonable fear, like phobia, until I learned what they were and how to kind of, like anytime it thundered outside, I'd freak out. Well, I've learned that you don't have to. The second one was in Poltergeist. The movie, the guy from the camera crew going into the kitchen, eating the chicken, seeing his reflection in the window, and he starts pulling his skin off in globs into the sink. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God. And he's going down to his scalps. Oh, that was awful.
If it makes you feel better, Stacey, I still to this day can't watch that scene. We just watched that movie the other day, and I just used that moment to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. The last one that I have is from a movie, the first and only movie I've ever watched that has actually made me throw up. 2004 remake Dawn of the Dead. The scene where, they're in the buses and towards the end, and they're trying to get the zombies off the side of the bus. And the guy's got his chainsaw going, and something happens, and the girl inside the bus gets chainsawed.
Yep.
That made me throw up right there. Like, bleh. Yep. That was, yeah. I fast forward through that scene.
Don't ever watch the first Terrifier then.
No.
Because there's a scene where he's got the girl upside down. He goes right down the uprights.
Ooh, he does an Ed Gain. Okay.
Right down the uprights.
Oh God. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, those are mine. So
well, I'm going to read Amanda's as best as I can because sometimes her handwriting is wow.
Like a doctor, maybe?
A little worse. So hers was the tree coming through the window from Poltergeist and trying to eat the little boy.
okay.
She said that terrified her more than anything in that movie.
Not
Why
even,
that one?
not even the clown?
Not even the clown.
Was my second scariest one.
Although she did say when we watched it the other day, the clown scene is why she refuses to dangle anything over the edge of the bed.
Yeah. Yep.
And I said, but technically it wasn't under the bed. He looked under the bed. It was behind him on the bed. She goes, don't quibble semantics with me. I'm just saying. Like, whatever. So then she said Jeff Goldblum's character in The Fly melting and transforming during the, I guess you could say, the climax part. And she said it's not scary, but it was so gross that when she first saw it as a child, she got really upset, which is rare for her. And that is true. She rarely will watch a gross scene in a movie and just get like physically upset or visually upset. The only time she gets upset is if it's a real injury and it's a sports one, which generally I'm like, watch it. She goes, no. The rotted corpse at the top of the stairs of the farmhouse in Night of the Living Dead, which I can agree with. That was kind of like from the original Night of the Living Dead. When you first see that, that is terrifying and a little. I'll get to this part, these two afterward because we share the same one. Most of Eraserhead. She just thought that whole movie was fucked up. I just didn't get it. I just thought it was like, I'm not knocking anyone that is a fan of Cronenberg. He's just not really my type of filmmaker. I find a lot of his stuff boring. He really excels at body horror, but as far as like, I just don't get half of his stuff. She says the roar of the T-Rex at the end of the battle scene in Jurassic Park, that scared her. She says she knows technically it's not horror, and I told her it didn't have to be, but it still scares her at the thought of it, which I'm like, really? But we all get terrified over weird things. Now, I kind of want to get to the last two, but there she is. Going back to Jaws, okay? In the original top scariest top scariest moments in movie history. In the movie Jaws, because this one was number 1, by the way. Out of all the movie moments in history, this moment was rated number 1 as the scariest movie moment. And it was the one that me and Amanda disagreed with the most. Okay? So, like I said, we both have the same one listed, but asking you both from the movie Jaws, what did you feel? And that's the dead giveaway. It's from Jaws. What did you feel was the most scariest moment of that movie?
The little boy on the raft.
Okay.
The little boy on the raft, yeah.
Sis?
The very beginning.
Okay. So then you, sis, would be the one who would be like, yeah, I agree with that. That was, according to the Bravo special, the scariest movie moment in history. Me and Amanda looked at each other and go, no, that was not. At least not for us.
Mm-hmm.
For both of us, like I said, she has it listed here, the decaying head that bobbed into view when Richard Dreyfuss was underwater, that came into view when he was getting the tooth.
Oh, okay.
It came suddenly, the noise that came up with it, with the John Williams score, That was more terrifying. Much like the scene from Poltergeist, the scene from Poltergeist, that I still can't watch. I turn away because it's that disturbing and terrifying to me. Because I have been, like, whenever I polar plunge, I'll do it with my eyes shut because the last thing I want to do is open my eyes and hello. So to us, we, like I said, we're like, yeah, it's terrifying to have at the beginning of the movie, she's being terrorized by something no one can see. But it's a dead giveaway of what it is because of the name of the movie. You know it's a shark attack, but you just don't see it with your eyes how the shark is attacking her. So yeah, we get it, terrifying. But yeah, to us, the head popping out of the hole or the hull of the ship, that was more terrifying to us. Now, the other thing, even though it was a blatant ripoff, they even said as much, it was a blatant ripoff in many documentaries. Both of us shared that Jason popping out of the water at the end of the original Friday the 13th, that was terrifying. Because I can attest, I've said this many times, the first time I've ever seen that movie was during Count Scary's Shocktober. Shocktober. It was during Count Scary's Shocktober, WDIV. No, not WKBD. Got it. Because he did do some on WDIV, but this one was on the UHF station. Yes, UHF. For those who don't know what that is, that was the alternative to 2, 4, and 7, or the networks.
You got 20, 50,
56.
56.
Well, if you were in southeastern Michigan, yes. Yeah. Who knows what they were in other states?
Yeah.
All I can say is just watch Weird Al Yankovic's UHF. You'll get the general idea. But I remember seeing it during Shocktober on a tiny black and white television set in my room. The lights were off. And the minute that scene came on, fucked me up. And I just remember, much similar to my sister looking for Jaws circling the bed, I was checking everything. I was looking behind the bed, behind the couch, under the bed, in the closet. Anywhere that little fucker could pop up, I was checking for like about a week. And granted, I didn't become a full-blown horror fan right away. I think I was a late bloomer. But I would say that one left probably the biggest impression on me as far as horror films go, next to some others that I wish I could tell you the names, because I don't remember. I just remember moments. Like, there was this one. It was on Channel 20's Creature Features at noon. Don't remember the movie.
Yes, I remember.
I do not remember the movie's name. I just remember the moment. And there were a couple. And it wasn't even from the same movie. But they stood out as things that really terrified the shit out of me. One of them being this guy was dragged behind a horse. And people might be thinking I'm thinking of that Sally Field movie with Danny Glover.
Places in the Heart?
Yeah, it wasn't that. They would not show that on Creature Features. Plus, I don't think Places in the Heart was even released yet. It was this movie, I think, had to have been from the mid-'60s, maybe early '70s. And this guy was dragged behind, I believe it was a horse or a car. I can't tell you. Again, people are thinking, Places in the Heart, Places in the Heart. It was not, I assure you. And they showed the guy's face. And you could tell it was practical effects. And I was shocked they showed it, but his whole face was hamburger. It was just like... And that just scared the shit out of me. The other one, it was something in a haunted house or a house that was being painted as haunted. So again, before anyone goes, House on Haunted Hill, it was not. Again, this looked like more of a Hammer film than the one with Vincent Price or whatever. But the thing that stood out was at the end of the movie, a body was floating in the river/brook, and it went under the little footbridge and carried on, and the camera focused on it. That stood out to me. Again, couldn't tell you the name of the movie. Why did it stand out, and why does it still terrify me to this day? Is because the house in the movie looked very similar to this hospital my mom took me and my sister to when we were young to go get our back to school test shots and tests before we could go to school.
Oh.
Terrified the shit out of me. I'm like, you're taking us to that house. You're taking us to the house. I don't want to go to the house. I don't want to go to the house. I know that's where that lady floated. No, 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 no. But the other reason is there's a scene in that movie that looks identical to a spot at the cemetery where my sister is interred with my mom's ashes. So I see this constantly, even though I still don't know the movie, I see it constantly when I go out there. So it's always in the back of my head. So those are the movie moments that scared me. Stacey?
I have a movie kind of like that. I don't know. This was the beginning of a movie. I don't know the name of it, but it's always scared me. And you being a horror person, maybe you would know. This little girl is being chased through an abandoned school, and the school's like 2 stories.
I already
And
know it.
the girl falls out the window and smashes and dies. And the 2 people, what movie is that?
Prom Night.
Prom Night. Okay. Now I have a name because okay. So I'm gonna watch that because for since I was little, I came and that's all I could watch. I'm like, and my mom's like, "You're not gonna watch this." Pop. I'm like, oh, okay.
That movie is the scene you're referring to. These twins were walking home from school. They were wearing identical striped shirts,
Yeah, I remember that.
which I thought was kind of hokey, but how else are you going to establish they were not identical, but they were twins? And she saw that these kids were playing in this abandoned school, which I didn't know if it was a school or not. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But she wanted to go play with them, and he tried telling her, they don't want to play with you. She's like, well, I'm gonna, she's basically like, well, I'm gonna still go check it out anyway. And he's like, okay, fine, I'm leaving. So she goes in there, and they basically pressure her. They pressure her into going. Basically, they were just like, I know I got like people going, come on, Dawn, spit it out. They were basically like chanting like something to scare her, like scaredy cat, scaredy cat, scaredy cat, up until the point where she went against the window and they were still advancing on her, and that's what caused her to fall.
Okay.
So I'm not going to ruin it because it sounds like your mom turned it off before anything got revealed about who the focus of the killer is in the movie. But I will say this. I'm not a disco fan by much. There are some songs in the disco genre I like, but it is kind of fun to watch Jamie Lee Curtis, dance disco. And I have to admit, there's one character in that movie I absolutely adore, and that's the you'll I don't remember his name, but you'll see him. You'll know him when you see him. He's this guy who owns a van.
Okay.
When you get to where his demise is, it's just too comedic for me for words. Honestly, it really is. But I digress. But I will say this. If there's one thing, and I can already hear it through the stratosphere, I no longer judge too heavily. I will admit, I still judge slightly. Excuse me, because the reason why I bring it up is John Carpenter famous for Halloween, The Fog, Showdown in Little Tokyo, not Showdown in Little Tokyo. My bad. Sorry, FFP. I'm
Vampires.
so sorry. Vampires, Prince of Darkness, but the one I'm thinking of is Big Trouble in Little China or something like that.
Yeah.
Someone's like, something like that. Shut up, Dawn. But someone recently asked him what he thought of The Substance, which was the Demi Moore movie where it was really, praised heavily by critics and horror fans alike. And he just went, I fucking hated it. And people dogpiled on him. Someone asked him a question, he offered an answer. Now, I used to be the person that judged heavily about what movies they liked. Like, it's well documented that I fucking hate the Blair Witch Project. Absolutely fucking hated it. It was boring to me. If you want to give me found footage that'll terrify me, I can think of at least 5 that are better. But the point is that I used to be of the mindset that said, okay, this is boring. If you liked it, you're the biggest pussy on the planet. And I offered reasons why. But after sitting back and going through many things, and I do credit these people I talk to online that helped me change my perspective a little bit, is Halloween is for everyone. Just like horror films are for everyone. Okay? You just got to find the right one and then not be so judgmental as to what people like, because chances are there's something you like that other people are going to hate. But everyone's different. You can't judge a person for that.
Right.
But you were going to say something, Stacey?
Oh, no, I said 5 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand like you
Oh,
had
no,
to ask.
raise hand will be like this. This is telling you how many minutes we have left. So
Okay.
we're trying to get organized, guys.
Good luck with that one. Anyway, just to wrap things up a bit here now, I'm just going to give advance warning to everybody. I know, Stacey, you're hosting the next one.
Okay.
If I'm looking at the calendar correctly, that is going to be a very, very long podcasting day for me. And I'm going to tell you why. I want to get it out of the way on the day I'm thinking we're doing it. But I'm also going to be... I was invited to join Sarah's podcast for an episode where she's going to be discussing... Basically, I don't know what the theme is exactly. I just know the idea of where she's going. And it's like funny horror. So hopefully after we get that organized, I want to make sure we definitely give a nod out to her show, but I'm going to give a nod out to her show now.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sinful Sarah's Horror Menagerie. You can find it on Spotify. She's got one up right now where the theme that is about werewolves, which of all the movie monsters, I love the werewolf. That's my favorite creature. So definitely check it out. Anything you guys want to add?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh Lord, you guys need to work.
So that'll be in 2 weeks. We could do early if you want.
Well, you have to understand. I have inventory overnight.
Oh, on that day, yes.
That's what I'm saying. So
We
I
could
will
do a
be
Sunday.
May I finish, please?
No.
I beg your pardon.
I mean, go.
I was about to say, you don't fucking say no.
Oh no, I said yo.
But I'm going to be working from, I want to say 10 in the evening till roughly maybe 2, 3 in the morning. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. I don't know. But I should be able to get enough sleep in to do our recording at the normal time. And then I told her what time I'll probably finish with ours. And that's when I'm going to do hers. And then after that, I'm probably going to go back to sleep. So, but the closer we get to it, the more I will pimp it out and get her permission, because ours, I believe, when we record it, might come out after hers. So I'm going to get her permission on it. So anyway, On that note, on behalf of the woman who probably just took half my bank account and went "we," I'm joking. I know she probably didn't. She's actually quite reasonable. On behalf of myself and Amanda, I've been Dawn.
I'm Stacey.
Yeah.
Until next time, you'll get a sleepy me and keep your rants in your pants.